Hey everybody, it's Ecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of April 11th. As always, we'll get started with the Mythic Plus affixes for this week. This week we have Tyrannical, Spiteful, Quaking, and Thundering. Again, that's Tyrannical, Spiteful, Quaking, and Thundering. Pretty easy week overall. Spiteful will slow you down a little bit. Quaking's annoying in very particular instances inside of certain dungeons, certain hallways, certain mechanics does make it annoying. But generally speaking, these are not affixes that greatly impact the timing of your dungeons. Tyrannical is a little bit harder than Fortify, but these are not affixes that in particular affect Tyrannical. So pretty good week overall to get stuff done. If you're looking to get some keys done towards the end of the season here, this is a pretty solid week to do so. Let's go ahead and talk about what's going on in the game this week. This week, probably the most notable thing is going to be Noblegarden. That, of course, is the Easter equivalent holiday in World of Warcraft on Azeroth here. Go to your local city, your home city or whatever, and you'll get a quest to probably go to, at least for the Alliance, it's Goldshire. I'm not sure exactly where you would have to go for the Horde, but you get a quest to go there, and you can participate in finding the eggs and, doing the little achievements and getting the little toys and the transmogs and stuff that are available by doing the Easter stuff or whatever. I don't know if they've done any updates to Noblegarden this year. They said that they're going to do holiday updates. I will be checking it out just to see if they have done that or not. It'd be cool if they did, because obviously that's something I highly advocate for all the time in the game. And so we'll see if there's any kind of update to Noblegarden. They haven't mentioned it, so probably not. But it is something that I would like to see. I think they could really expand the egg hiding. For instance, I think that they could make something really cool out of that, actually. Hiding eggs all throughout Azeroth, something like that. And like people having to find them. I think some of that stuff could be pretty cool. I don't know how you would do it without the data mining and stuff ruining it, but I think something like that could be quite cool. We also have the Timewalking continuing. So there's this Timewalking event going on every week. You get a piece of heroic raid loot by doing the 5 Timewalking dungeon quests. This week, it's actually Warlords of Draenor Timewalking. So you just go there, you participate, you do the 5 quests, you get a piece of heroic gear, whether that's for your alt or for your main or whatever. Pretty nice little event that you get a nice piece of gear for it by just doing some extremely casual content. I've been doing these on my alts, giving them a chance to get a decent piece of gear. And, that's actually pretty fun to do as a very casual player. As I always say, I play my alts extremely casually. We also have the World Quest bonus event this week. Obviously, one of the easier bonus events to complete, especially because World Quests are easy again once again in Dragonflight. You do not get quite the rewards that you got in the past for like Paragon chests and stuff like that. I think they could probably increase. They did already increase the rewards a little bit. I think they could probably increase those rewards even more because the World Quests are easy to do and people would do them, but I don't think people are doing them at the same rate because honestly the rewards aren't worth it as much. Now, the gold from actually just doing a world quest is actually quite decent. But then, like the Paragon chests that you need 7,500 rep for, the gold is actually quite low. So, I think there's a little bit of a thing that they have to bridge there to really make grinding renown Paragons worth it for people. Right now, I don't think that is the case. Other than that, there is not a ton going on this week. Then there was not a ton going on last week. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of news. There was some Ret Paladin nerfs I did a video about, of course. Obviously, we don't like to see that. We had a minor survivability nerf and a minor damage nerf, which is actually a little bit more than minor currently. There, at least the last time I checked, there was something bugged with versatility not working into your execution sentence, and therefore it was actually a bigger nerf than what was probably intended. So we'll see if that gets fixed or not, I suppose, or maybe it is already fixed. I guess I haven't dove too deep into that to see if that was the case, but hopefully it's not that big of a nerf. And so it was a very minor damage nerf and some defensive nerfs as well. We don't really want to see any more nerfs coming out on the PvE side of Ret or the PvP side of Ret at this point, but that we'll see where that news goes. It's always a bummer when the only news basically that comes out for the week is that you are getting nerfed, and the nerf doesn't necessarily seem needed as a hot fix, and maybe they could have just waited until 10.1, but it is what it is. Other than that, like, there wasn't a ton of news. There was some testing last week. I haven't seen a lot of people talking about it a lot. I know Dratnos did some videos with his raid testing and stuff like that. Haven't seen it talked about a ton, but I have heard only pretty much good things about the raid. Basically, that most of the fights seem to be pretty cool. So I've so far only heard positive things. I guess I can probably dig more into that. Maybe I'm not seeing it because I'm not looking hard enough for it. But I'm not seeing a ton of people talking about the raid testing or the Mythic Plus testing that much, honestly, as they are continuing to work on those new affixes. They have nerfed them pretty dramatically. We'll see where they end up when they go live here in a few weeks. But yeah, other than that, there wasn't much. There was just kind of some testing and some hot fixed ret nerfs for some reason, and there wasn't much going on. I hope that that's not the case this week. I would love to see, for me in particular, I'd love to see maybe a single target buff to the ret tier sets. I think that would be a really nice thing to see for 10.1. And other than that, there's not a ton of stuff, I guess, to talk about to want to see. Obviously, more features of 10.1, more knowledge of what's happening in 10.1. Always good to know what's coming up next. And other than that, as far as I always kind of like update on where I'm at in the raid and stuff like that, we actually got Razgat down to 5% last week. Probably should have been a kill on that poll. Had a little bit of a whoopsie as far as the people with the charges, fulminating charges, were supposed to, go die into the goo on the outside. That did not happen. Spread it into the raid. Basically wipes, all but like 5 or 6 of us. And then we're not able to basically do the mechanics plus cover the tornadoes at that point, with only a few of us alive. And other than that, if we had just a couple more people alive, I think we probably still might have killed it, but it just was not meant to be on that poll, unfortunately, with that mistake. But, I imagine we kill it this week after getting 5% poll last week. So that should be done and dusted, hopefully at least. And, I can put that part behind me and maybe even get a chance to even re-clear some bosses and try to do damage and stuff like that on the rework. That would be very nice. Other than that, there's not a ton talked about, sadly. And looking forward to 10.1. I might be playing a little bit on the PTR just because right now it's a little bit stale on retail, kind of waiting for this time. It's a bit of a bummer. I was actually having fun on Forbidden Reach and stuff like that, doing stuff on my alts, but now it's been kind of a bit of a bummer knowing that 10.1 is coming out so soon, as they're trying to get it out before Diablo 4 comes out. So it's been a bit of a bummer there as far as wanting to play a lot on retail. So that's it for this week, guys. Hopefully more news does come out, and hopefully it's only good news. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. And other than that, everybody, have a good one.